Hey, good morning. It's Valerie Milano with the Hollywood Times, and I'm here with Makez, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, please. Thank you.
Um, Thanks, Valerie. Thanks for having me. So, my name is Makez, and I am a filmmaker based in London. And I'm the director of a short film called Fat Girl, which is currently showing at Holly Shorts.
Lovely. But you're here in Hollywood right now, right?
Yeah, I'm actually in
Okay.
LA, first time visiting. It's been a journey.
Yeah, I bet. How long have you been here for?
Just 3 days. So, yeah, it's been completely different to what I expected, but also kind of similar, if that makes sense. Like, there are bits
Yes.
that you recognize everywhere, and then things which are different. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised our paths haven't crossed there because I've been in the hotel area and the film festival in and out a lot. So I'm sure we will eventually meet. But
Yeah. Are you
thank you.
coming this weekend?
Yes, yes,
Oh, great.
I'm all over the place. So I was blessed enough to be able to get your film virtually, and so I can talk to you about it because the film is pretty amazing and I really enjoyed it a lot. So thank you for sharing it with me, and we'll talk a little bit about it right now because I know we're both busy people. So
Thank you for watching
um,
it.
yeah, definitely. Um, okay, so tell us about how you came up with the idea for the film, please.
Yeah, so basically, it was during the pandemic. We all found ourselves on TikTok. We all had like a lot of time to kill. We were looking for escapism. I think globally, everyone went on that platform. And I just found myself watching these beautiful influencers. And, it was at first, it was like a form of escapism. But then I just noticed slowly how much even someone like me who I'm 30 something, and even I was finding myself susceptible to these young girls who are just selling not only their lifestyle and their body and their clothes and their image, but then slowly they were selling you kind of stuff which could be more controversial, say like constant merch, constant, buying stuff, but then also cosmetic surgery and enhancements. And like when I was growing up, we had like a few examples. We had like Pamela Anderson and a few things, but plastic surgery wasn't a common thing. And I think nowadays, I mean, I know when I speak to my younger friends, and I don't know about LA, but in the UK, Botox you can get in the dentist. You can. And people across Europe are like, and younger girls, before in our generation, we had like maybe a stigma against it, whereas now it's almost like something people aspire to. And it's very, very common. And which, I don't really want to make a judgment on people taking those enhancements. I think that's a personal decision. But I do think like there should be a safety angle, particularly with young girls, because I think there are people who won't be able to afford the good stuff and they'll have to go get the cheap DIY cosmetic kits or go to like a cheap technician. And there's definitely like that's happened. Like, I had a young relative of mine go to like a really cheap technician and her lips started bleeding at our dinner table. And that's also what partly inspired the film because it made me realize if people can't afford the good stuff, they'll go get the cheap stuff and they'll get addicted to it. And then it's like a slow kind of process.
Interesting. Oh my goodness. Well, I know your younger cousin acted as an inspiration for the film. Has she
Yeah.
seen it yet? And if so, what are her thoughts on it?
Not yet, but I am. She's coming to
Really?
the UK this week, so I'll be back and I'll show her it. And it'll be interesting to hear her insights. But she's of that generation. They worship people like Kylie Jenner. They bought all the lip kits. They've had actually a lot of, her and her friendship group have all had cosmetic enhancements, and they all aspire to that Instagram kind of
Sure.
TikTok life, that flexing. And, I don't want to sound old. I don't want to be like, that's bad or that's good. I think it's different generations. But at the same time, I think like there are definite dangers. Like, for example, young people are being told have like preventative Botox from like the age of like early 20s. But then you don't know where that drifts. It's like there have been cases where it drifts into your eye. There've been cases where it's been injected into the wrong kind of artery. There've been
Ouch.
cases of
Right.
like wrong materials being injected. So
Yeah. Yeah. And since we're on the subject, how important are films like this for young people? I mean, especially in the age of social media, as we're talking about.
yeah, yeah. I
Pretty
mean,
important.
like so basically when we put out this film, we put out an audition in the UK and like we had over I think like it was like so hundreds of girls just like messaging all of our team on social media. Like they found our personal website, they were like messaging us on Instagram, DMing us, being like, please can we get an audition? And we weren't even like a mainstream, like massive company. We were just like a small indie production. But young people, when we asked them like, why are you so keen on this? They're like, it's like shows our life. And so I think young people are hungry to have their reality reflected. I think a lot of stories don't really tell like show their perspective or show the things that they're dealing with. And so I think that was quite nice. And one thing we did is with our young actors, we gave them the script, but we really worked with them to make it their language. So, you know, we were like, would you say this? And sometimes they'd be like, yeah, this would be cool, but this would change. This we wouldn't necessarily do. And so, and actually the young girls all had such lovely camaraderie on set. Like on the day we did the school show, like we have like some really nice BTS TikTok videos of them all like doing dances and stuff, and they got on really well. But yeah, I think it's really important for younger generations. Social media is their life.
So that was because that was my next question about,
Yeah.
you know, Lexi, casting the character of Lexi. So that was part of that you were just talking about?
Yeah, so we actually ended up auditioning like 75 girls. It was insane, like so many girls. And in the end, Lexi, Stella Stevens, who plays Lexi, she wasn't necessarily the one that we thought looked the way that we thought the character would look. But when she came on, and this was her first ever role, she was just so powerful. Her eyes are just so insane, and she was just so clever. She's such a clever girl. And she just got it straight away. She knew what we were trying to do, and she just brought this like real haunting interior kind of conflict to the story. And so she got it, even though she obviously isn't fat, but that's, I guess, also a message of the film. Like sometimes what we perceive isn't necessarily reality. Oh, sorry, you've gone mute for me there, strangely.
Oh, see, I did it too. There we go. I've got all these bells and whistles going off because it's a work day here. You know, on a Saturday, it's still a work day. Did you face any challenges with the filming process?
Yeah, we had quite a few. I mean, firstly, it's like a completely independent film. So we like it literally is the old school method of like what Steven Spielberg and all those people say, get a bunch of friends and just do it. So we all worked in the film and TV industry, and we all just called in favors, got friends, got like, you know, everyone involved, and kind of tried to do it on the cheap, self-funding it the whole way through. And so we had stuff like, you know, locations fall through. We had Lexi's house location fall through the two days before, which was fun. Yeah. So then we had to go do a whole new recce and get in there, and that was like a challenge. Also, we shot this in the UK, but obviously it has an LA setting for half of it. And so finding stuff like a swimming pool outside in the UK, no one has swimming pools outside. Very few people have swimming pools, firstly, but none have it outside.
Really? I
And
didn't
then
know that.
yeah, and in the end, like my mom's neighbor, I knew had a swimming pool outside. Very strange, but I just emailed her and I was like, "Please, can I like use your pool for like 3 hours?" And she let us. So stuff like that, just like, you know, doing it really indie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I want to talk a little bit about film festivals because I've been on this film. I usually review television, and I've gotten in this whole film festival. You know, I've just been all over. I went to Toronto for the Female Eye Film Festival, Palm Springs Short Fest, all these. I mean, maybe you're more familiar than I am. I'm not sure how many films you've done, and I want to get into that also, but I want to talk about the film festivals. Do you see that there's a lot of film festivals out there? Did you apply to a lot?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, so this is technically my first festival circuit for fiction. And actually, yeah, it's our first one ever, actually, because everything prior to this, I was doing documentary and working in TV. But this is my first proper fiction project. And in terms of navigating the festival circuit, you're right. There's so many, it's hard to tell which ones are legit, which ones aren't. We were quite lucky. We worked with, there's a UK distribution company, festival distribution company called Festival Formula. So we initially kind of contacted them, and they kind of did us a strategy. And then we ended up going with a sales and distribution agency. We got involved, but we got an amazing one on board called Erwin Films. And so she's been handling our whole festival strategy, and she's done like Oscar winning films, and, you know, got films into HBO in New York, and she's amazing. So she's been handling it, but 100% it's hard if you don't have that to know which ones are legit, which ones aren't, which ones actually suit your film, because not every film is made for each festival. So yeah, stuff like that I didn't.
Yeah, interesting. So
Yeah.
what do you think of Holly Short so far? I know you've only been here 3 days, but
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go hit up the panels today. I mean, we saw Patty Jenkins yesterday,
good.
which was really cool. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it. I'm also excited to go to some of the film screenings as well. I'm gonna go to the horror ones tonight. And
I love horror. Yeah, I might join you there. I
okay,
love
good.
scary movies. Um, so will Fat Girl be appearing at any other film festivals have you applied to? and heard
Yeah,
from
so
it?
we've got 2 more coming up this month. We've got Middlebury at the end of the month in Vermont, which is like a really nice one showcasing kind of new films from new filmmakers. And then we're appearing at Not Film Festival in Italy, which is like their
Good
version of
for
Sundance.
you.
Yes, it's
All right.
exciting. And then we've just done a whole bunch in America recently, so it's been quite great. It's been nice to see that message received so well here.
Beautiful. All right. And so how can we stay up to date with you?
Um,
Social media, websites, what? Tell us.
Yes, please. So I'm on Instagram under my name, Makez Rikweda, and then also the film is Fat Girl _ short film. And you can keep up to all our updates. We keep all our press and everything on there, screening details, everything.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, I know when it's going to be screening here, but please tell our audience because my article is going to go out today, and we are the Hollywood Times .today is our website, and then our YouTube channel is the Hollywood Times official. So we will be promoting your screening. But tell us what day and time you'll be over here at the Chinese Theater.
Well, thank you so much, firstly, for all that help. And secondly, we're showing this Sunday at 10 o'clock. So we'll be the thriller section. Sunday night, a bit of thrill. Come watch us.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Well, good. I just can't wait to meet you in person. And congratulations on your film. And I know it's going to be a hit. So keep up the great work. And do you have anything that we should be thinking about that you're doing in the future? Any thoughts in that pretty head of yours?
Well, pretty much after this, I'm going home into hibernation mode at the end of the month. So I'm going to go to Vermont at the end of this month and then New York. And then I'm pretty much heading home. And like you said, you like horror. I'm actually working on a horror. So
Well, keep
next.
us posted,
I will.
please. You got my information.
Yes. Thanks,
Okay.
Valerie.
Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Take
Okay,
care and
bye-bye.
hopefully see you around.
You will. Thank you.
All right.